by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Republicans inched closer to passing their tax overhaul measure overnight. I'm Hannah Doba with more on the bill now heading back to the House for a final vote.
And speaking of voting, Gallatin County Commission says no to creating an election office in the county, but that may not be the end of the line for more election planning help. How the clerk's office may still be getting some assistance, that's coming up. Good morning and welcome to your Wednesday of Missy O'Malley. Chet Lehman with our forecast today. Matt is off for the rest of the week to enjoy a little family time.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you, a nice little morning to start off to, but I know the patterns are changing, so I'm not getting too comfortable.
Totally depends on where you are. If you're in the Highline area, severe driving conditions, chains required homestake pass. That's why the National Weather Service put this winter storm warning in for the Highline until 5 o'clock. Here in southwest Montana, we're talking about a winter weather advisory. That's in effect until 11 o'clock for Butte and areas to the west. To the east, it runs until 5 o'clock. We're talking 2 to 4 inches of snow possible. And then some Arctic cold temperatures, Missy. Detailed forecast coming up in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Chet. Now 6:32. Our top story for you now. President Trump may be just hours away from his first major legislative victory. The Republican tax plan has cleared the Senate, and it's on its way back to the House today. It could be signed by Mr. Trump by the end of the evening. CBS's Hannah Doba has more.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is passed.
The Senate overnight gave the nod to the Republican tax reform bill in a vote along party lines. Moments later, President Trump tweeted in part, the United States Senate just passed the biggest in history tax cut and reform bill.
We now add comprehensive tax reform, major middle-class tax relief, and making our businesses, both large and small, more competitive around the world.
Independent studies find that most taxpayers will save anywhere from $60 to $51,000 next year, depending on their income. But by 2027, 53% of taxpayers will pay more than before. Savings for the very wealthy, though, will continue to rise. While Republicans insist future Congresses will prevent those tax hikes, Democrats on the Senate floor spent Tuesday arguing it should be this Congress making that choice.
What has been sold as a middle-class miracle will instead deliver a hefty windfall to the wealthy.
The far-right architects of this tax plan are going to be coming for your Social Security and Medicare before you take your Christmas tree down.
The House voted to pass the bill yesterday, but afterwards 3 changes had to be made to provisions that violate Senate rules. House lawmakers plan to take up the legislation again today before sending it to the president's desk. Hannah Doba, CBS News.
Now, Montana Senator Steve Daines spoke yesterday in support of that bill. Daines says it will give a large majority of Montanans a tax break.
Whose money is it anyway? It came from the people of this country. It came from the people of Montana. I'll be voting for Montana Main Street businesses, for the hardworking middle class of Montana, so we can grow wages, some of the lowest in the nation, and grow jobs.
Senator Jon Tester on the other side of the aisle believes that this tax bill will just provide a big tax break for millionaires.
This bill ties our hands, prevents us from making the kind of investments we need to build a strong middle class, which has been the envy of the world. And it puts our most vulnerable at risk. It raises the debt. It does nothing to solve the income inequalities in this country. And it pushes the American dream further out of reach.
Now weighing in, Montana Congressman Greg Gianforte, who voted yes on the tax measure, says that everyone is going to get a tax break under this new plan.
This is great news for working families in Montana. Santa came early this year. All income levels, working families are going to see lower tax rates. This is a great benefit. This is going to allow them to take more of their hard-earned money home. I think Montanans can make better decisions about how to spend their money than bureaucrats in Washington. A family, $50,000 is going to see a reduction of over $1,000. That money goes back in their pocket, and they'll make decisions on how to spend it.
Now, President Trump tweeted that if the House passes the measure today, there will be a press conference at the White House around 1 p.m. Eastern Time this afternoon. And in November, Gallatin County Clerk and Recorder Charlotte Mills requested that Gallatin County Commissioners separate the clerk and recorder position and hire an election administrator. Yesterday, commissioners said no to that idea, but they didn't shut the door completely on more help for running only county elections. MTN's Morgan Davies has more.
Today was whether or not to move the responsibilities of elections to the county commissioners, and we voted 3-0 not to do that.
Although the commissioners did not vote to take over the responsibility of elections, they did leave room for the clerk and recorder to hire an election administrator.
The decision today was to leave it with the clerk and recorder's office, and we also, with what we put on record, was to suggest that there could be a department of election administration, but that would be the clerk and recorder's decision. But we did commit, all three commissioners, that we would provide the necessary budget funding to accommodate that.
This is not exactly what the public wanted. However, they do feel that the decision is moving in the right direction.
We're happy. We were advocating for an elections advisory board if they should move to separate out these positions, because we were concerned with obviously the accountability and citizen oversight that an appointed position might lack. And so the fact that they're maintaining an elected position is a win. It's not a complete win, but we're happy with that.
It is a budget discussion, and it is a professional position. Voting is really important, and it's part of our democracy. It deserves the attention of a professional person, and it should report to an elected official. So keeping it under the clerk and recorder is a good thing.
Current clerk and recorder Charlotte Mills declined to comment about the vote and if she plans on hiring an election administrator. Reporting from Bozeman, Morgan Davies, MTN News.
Now, there was no discussion on how much the election administrator would be paid if one is hired. And about 10 volunteer birders participated in the annual Christmas bird count near Deer Lodge on Tuesday morning. The group met at the Grant Coors Ranch and then fanned out into smaller groups to look for and try to identify different species of birds in that area. The event is held each year to provide useful data to the National Audubon Society.
We try to get the species and the total number, and then we tally all that and send it in the National, and then they put it on the website so researchers can use that data.
Now, the group reported identifying 35 different species of birds, which is pretty average for this time of year, especially with that partridge in the pear tree. It's a quick break. Montana This Morning is back in 2 minutes. Stay with us.
Good morning. Ahead here on CBS This Morning, we'll talk with House Speaker Paul Ryan about the historic tax overhaul that's expected to head to the president's desk today, what the new plan means for the average American. And we've heard about drinking and driving, but what about smoking pot and driving? We're at the research lab where people are getting high to help police develop a test. We'll see you right at 7.